A drunk driving lawyer was recently arrested after flipping her car, and the footage from the arrest has just been released by a YouTube channel called Police Watch, and I thought it'd be fun to go over it because goodness gracious, heavens to Betsy, it is an interesting one. This lady is truly horrible.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you call?
I don't know where the girl is that was driving that.
She's right there. Whose car is this?
That's my grandson's, and it was parked right here. He
Okay.
hasn't went anywhere all day.
Alright.
And
Is everybody okay?
yeah,
Okay.
everybody's
All right.
okay.
I'll just have you guys hang out over there for now, okay?
Now you're all brought up to speed with the lore here, the context of the situation. An intoxicated woman was driving her vehicle, hit a parked car, which caused her vehicle to flip and land on its side. This actually looks like something out of GTA when you ramp off of a parked tow truck, but you don't fully land the stunt.
Hello. Looks like you might have crashed your car, huh?
Oh my gosh. Hi. Yeah, I'm Rachel. Nice to meet you.
Rachel? Eli, nice to meet you. What's going
Nice
on?
to
How'd
meet
this
you.
happen?
I don't know.
Almost immediately, this officer had me giggling because he's speaking to her like he's speaking to a puppy. Like, oh, hello there. Oh, well, what's going on? You got a toy? What's happening over here? And then we're introduced to our protagonist, Rachel. And when asked what happened, she goes for the tried and true method, a timeless classic, playing dumb. Geez, oh man, boy howdy. I don't know how this happened. What is the car doing on its side? That can't be right. What a confounding mystery we're faced with, eh, officer?
You're not sure?
Yeah,
It's your car?
this is my vehicle.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Well, how did it end up on its side? Do you know? Did it just...
I mean, obviously it didn't just
Right.
by itself.
I see a kid's seat. There wasn't a kid in here when this happened,
No,
was there?
no children in here. Obviously, this didn't just happen by itself.
Right.
So that,
Were you driving it?
You're going to quickly realize that obviously is Rachel's favorite word in the English language. She uses the word obviously more than a teenager uses the word like. It started to lose meaning for me with how often she was saying it during this video. But she's trying to explain that it is her vehicle that's ended up on its side, but she doesn't really understand how it happened. Obviously, something must have happened. But what? We've got to get to the bottom of this, officer. We got to figure out how my car ended up like this. Perhaps a strong gust of wind? Spontaneous tornado? Unlikely. But what about Godzilla stomping around causing a bit of shaking on the road, which caused my car to pop up on two wheels, Dukes of Hazzard style, and just flip? I don't know, officer. There's a lot of things that could have led to this, obviously.
I obviously was driving the vehicle.
Okay.
So, I mean, do you,
Go ahead,
do you
just need the
always
one
ask
for
redundant
Adam Victor.
questions, or you just ask questions?
I just ask questions. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, that's all.
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
Rachel, right?
It is, Rachel. It's nice. Yeah. I was just driving down the road. And then on
10-4,
my
can you,
vehicle.
So were you driving this way?
Yeah, obviously.
Well,
That's the way the vehicle's facing.
Why do you
So,
keep saying obviously?
well, I mean, I think.
The officer's asking too, why do you keep saying obviously? He just rolled up to the scene. Pulling up to a scene with a fucking rolled over car on its side isn't exactly the most normal thing ever. That's not something that just spontaneously happens. Especially on like a not busy residential street with nothing around. This is a fucking barren, empty area here. It's like she just crashed outside of Courage the Cowardly Dog's house in the middle of nowhere. So clearly the officer doesn't know all of the details around how this could have possibly happened. So he's asking you. I don't know why she's so combative already. I mean, obviously, I know why she's so combative, because she is annihilated. She is extremely drunk. There's no telling where the alcohol stops and the blood starts in her body anymore. She is doing her best to try and find some way of weaseling herself out of this situation. A car turned on its side here isn't just some, like, random thing that happens. So her going, obviously I was driving in this direction, there was a car, and well, one thing leads to another, and now look at the pickle we're in. Yeah, you know, it happens all the time. Why are you making a big deal out of it, officer? Do you always ask such redundant questions?
Everything
trying
with
to-
this scene is pretty obvious, so
Okay.
I don't think there's much left to.
What, how, I guess, Did you just not see the car on the side of the road, or how did it end up getting hit?
There was no car on the side of the road.
There wasn't?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Rachel, I am looking at the car on the side of the road that you hit. It's still right there. It hasn't despawned. It's sitting right there. You looked at it. The officer shined a light at it. Did she drink herself blind or something? What are you talking about? The car you hit is still right there, staring you in the face, staring a hole through your soul. I don't know why she's trying to, like, pretend it's not there.
There was a car driving this way. I was clearly driving in my lane.
Okay. Go ahead.
She's trying to cast like a genjutsu on the officer here to convince him that there was another car driving and that's the one that's actually at fault. Clearly she was in the correct lane, like a good law-abiding citizen and a very not drunk good driver. And then all of a sudden things went cattywampus and it's all that other driver's fault that was driving this way. And then the officer goes over to the vehicle that she hit, the parked car, and then she still tries to continue this ruse that she did everything right, and yet can't explain how her car ended up on its side. Oh my god. And the entire time she still stays so condescending, so insufferable.
Where are you coming from tonight, Rachel?
I was coming from my friend's house on the south of town.
On south of town?
South. Yeah.
Okay.
Super
Was there anyone in the
familiar with
vehicle with you when this
No,
happened?
there was nobody with me, and I can tell you, like, there was obviously,
You had anything to drink tonight, Rachel?
no, I
You
haven't.
can just be honest with me.
Well, I'm convinced she's stone cold sober. Well, now we just gotta find the guy who's responsible for flipping her car over, that hooligan, absolute scoundrel. I also don't understand what she started doing with her hands there. She just goes like, obviously, and then starts doing like a John Cena, you can't see me. So I don't know what she was trying to do there. It looked like she was about to bust out a fucking anime move with that one, or start going into like some crazy dance moves, like a body wave or something.
No, I
It's not
haven't.
gonna it's not gonna
No,
incriminate you
no,
any
no,
further or
no,
anything
no,
like
I know. Nope, no.
that. Nothing to drink, huh?
Not since 6 p.m.
6 p.m.?
So I would
About a
say,
few hours then.
yeah. Like,
What did you have at 6?
I had what we considered a beer cocktail,
Beer
I
cocktail.
guess.
How much alcohol would you say is in that?
It's a 4%, 4%.
And you just had one of them?
Yeah, it's just a fun.
A beer cocktail, Rachel. Do you think me a fool? Are you pulling my leg? A beer cocktail? Kind of fucked up alchemy is that? What kind of awful potion? You kidding me? That's the best you could come up with here? You expect anyone in the world to believe that you drank one beer cocktail? Jiminy Christmas. And you were doing such a great job with your acting performance. This display was immaculate. I was almost convinced, Rachel. I really was. If I couldn't hear the video, if I played it on mute, maybe. Every single word she has said, she hasn't been able to get out without it being slurred. She is unable to form a coherent sentence. She is lost in a fucking fantasy land right now, stranded in Narnia here, doing her absolute best to try and explain away how her car is on her side, when I am pretty sure she doesn't even know how it happened because she is so fucking drunk.
We were at a fantasy football draft tonight.
That
so.
explains the jersey. You a Cowboys?
Yeah,
Are
that's
you a
why I'm in
Cowboys
New
fan?
Jersey. Yeah, I'm
You
a
are?
Cowboys fan.
All right.
But yeah, I just had one cocktail. It was a I don't know the brand name of the cocktail. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's not bad.
But I know it was 4% alcohol.
Don't worry, Rachel. I'll go ahead and dunk this alley-oop you've tossed me. I think I know what the brand name was of the cocktail you consumed. Was it perhaps a Liar's Light? Or what about a untruthful brew? You're a liar. What I'm saying, Rachel, is you are literally lying. This is ridiculous. You make me sick.
So here's the deal, Rachel.
So here's the deal. I
just-
won't answer any more of your questions.
You're not going to answer any more of my questions?
No.
Okay. Well, you don't have to
if-
answer anything.
If you'd like to know, nope. Actually,
Rachel?
I'll let you know what's going on from now, because you've superseded right, your
I don't know what you
rights
mean.
of asking me questions.
Hi, ma'am.
Oh shit, Rachel's in control now. She's taken the helm. She's in charge. She's got all the power now. Uh-oh. The tables have turned.
Nope. And so any more questions you have, you can talk to my attorney.
Case closed. There's nothing they can do anymore. Rachel invoked the power of attorney, which obviously clears her of any wrongdoing with the drunk driving and hitting a parked car, flipping her vehicle on the road here. So, hey, it was a good try from the officers, but unfortunately Rachel proved to be too powerful, too knowledgeable on the law. And that's no doubt because she herself is a lawyer. A damn good one at that, too. Up there with the greats, like Saul Goodman and Billy Mitchell.
Phone, wallet, keys, anything like that?
No, honey.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. You ready? Let's go.
Rachel refused to do any of the field sobriety tests. They arrested her on suspicion of DWI, and Rachel continued to be an insufferable asshole the entire time, even dropping one of those honeys in there. So, still condescending. It's actually pretty impressive how even in the midst of all of this, she continues to be an absolute asshole. It's actually kind of wild. I wonder what she's like sober. I bet this is her toned down. I bet when she's sober, she's like 10x this. Like when she goes to a Cowboys game, I bet she's like fighting with every single other fan in the stadium. Like she's going around just starting shit with everyone, spitting on them.
I mean, did you assume I was operating under alcohol, or had you been assured by some sort of test? You just assumed, right? Correct? And is our conversation being recorded?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Correct? So you assumed I was operating my vehicle. Correct? Is that correct? Yes or no?
Rachel, we're not going to have this conversation.
Okay, so that was correct, right? That's why you arrested me. You assumed I was operating my vehicle. Correct?
She spends a considerable amount of time in the back of the police car trying to mega mind her way out of this situation, a fucking Jimmy Neutron brain blast. So she's trying to reverse this, like interrogate them. Oh, you assumed I was the one driving the vehicle, correct? And yes, you admitted to that, Rachel. You yourself confirmed you were the one operating the vehicle, but I'm sure she's already forgotten that. Like, the only thing she's remembering consistently is her name. So, she's already in a rough state, but she's trying her absolute best here to try and find the right dialogue tree option to get out of here, but it doesn't exist. And it is so annoying listening to her try this, like, you assumed I was under the influence, correct? You didn't administer any tests, correct? Even though they tried to, but she declined to do the tests. So yes, they're going by the very clear indicators that you are drunk with the way you're speaking, as well as the smell of alcohol on her breath. Now, I was honestly expecting her to try some very unhinged tactics here, like maybe making a secondhand smoke style argument like, okay, the smell of alcohol on my breath? Interesting. I only had one beer cocktail. Perhaps the reason that you're smelling alcohol so strongly from my breath is because all of my friends were drinking so much at the fantasy football party that my proximity to them coated my mouth, thus leading to this method of alcohol that you're smelling. I didn't drink anything more than one beer cocktail. I am not drunk. I am a victim of secondhand alcohol.
I won't talk anymore, dear. You never read me my Miranda rights or told me what I was under the arrest for. So I was looking for some clarification because my Miranda rights were never read, and you also never told me what I was under the arrest for. Do you remember that part? It's a bitch when you arrest a lawyer.
The amount of time she gets us with a bait and switch by saying, I'm done talking, or you'll just have to speak to my attorney from now on, that's it for me, only to continue just fucking vomiting a bunch of nonsense, is so wild. She just has this inability to shut the fuck up. She just keeps going and keeps being an insufferable asshole. Now she drops a bombshell here, a plot twist that Game of Thrones could have never even written, that has me scratching my head a little bit. It's a very interesting claim that I have to call objection on. She insinuates that she is a lawyer. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I haven't passed the bar, which means I can sniff out when other people haven't passed the bar as well. And oh brother, does she stink. She reeks of lying and deception here. I don't think she's a lawyer at all. I think what likely is the case is that she read a single Twitter thread from some pseudo-intellectual that tried to lecture about, here's how you get out of any situation involving the authorities. And then she's taking it as though she's some kind of knowledgeable lawyer or something now because of it. Because she is wrong on everything. She's saying that they didn't tell her what she's being taken in for, even though they explicitly told her that it's going to be for the OWI. Like, they made it very clear. She just immediately forgot because she is fucking hammered. And then she's talking about the Miranda rights not being read to her. And now, take this with a grain of salt, because like I mentioned, I am also not a lawyer, but from everything I've read, they don't need to read you your Miranda rights until it is like a complete formal investigation. It's just everything you say before those rights are read can't be used by them.
We just kind of let you, like, walk into those things. But you didn't read me my Miranda rights, and you also didn't tell me what I was under arrest for. Do you remember that? And the best part was that was all on dash cam footage. I mean, it's okay. We all learn. The worst part is I'm not intoxicated, and I don't think there's anything else to say.
She tries to give almost like a supervillain monologue here. You fell for my trap. I let you all walk into it. It was all designed from my master plan, my scheme. And you fell hook, line, and sinker for it. But you know the worst part? I'm not even intoxicated. As she's like falling in and out of consciousness, not even able to remember what has and hasn't been said or what's going on. She's probably forgotten that she flipped her car. But yeah, anyway, I'll go ahead and stop it here. Like I always say, I have no respect for anyone who drives drunk. Just like cereal deserves milk, I think drunk drivers deserve to be shamed. So, I'm just doing my due diligence here. Big L for Rachel, and that's really about it. Glad no one was hurt. That's it. See ya. I have definitive proof that there are just some people out there that thrive off arguing over nothing. Their body isn't powered by food or water. They don't need nutrients to survive. They just need fury of a nonsensical, worthless argument. It's like a plant with photosynthesis absorbing sunlight, but for them, it's absorbing anger.
I'm jogging, I'm trying to take my trash out.
Okay, and you can do that. I'm trying to go home. I just did work. Like, you don't need to swear at me because your dog, talk to your dog.
As a neighbor, you need to walk away.
As a neighbor, no, I don't. You should be able to control your dog.
Exit the door.
And I'm literally right here.
You're being weird. You need to exit the door.
Apparently right before filming, that woman's dog had like lunged at the lady filming or something like that. I don't think it was like aggressive or anything, but then the dog owner had a big ol' fucking conniption about the whole situation, and then it led to this.
You can go now.
I mean, I have a lot going on here. You need to be normal.
You need to be normal. You literally just told me to back the fuck up. I'm going to my home.
I have a dog.
Okay, and that's not how you speak to people. You could literally have said...
talking me.
No.
I'm
gonna send this to the office because this is ridiculous. I live here.
I am literally trying to go.
You can go.
Is he attacking you in any way?
Did I say he was? You acted like he was gonna attack me. I said hi to him. He ran up on
I
me.
have 2 hands, buddy.
I love that she tried to play the I'm a woman card on a woman who's filming her. I don't know what the thought process was there. It's probably just one of her default tactics here, one of her ace in the hole type of maneuvers or anime finishing move with the I'm a woman, and it just clearly doesn't work in this situation. I can't fully even grasp what the fuck the problem is. The woman filming is doing nothing to impede the other lady's movement here. It's not like she's posted up like a bouncer to Lacrosse House asking who she knows and forbidding her from getting off the elevator or anything. She is inviting her to get off the elevator and go handle what she's gotta handle, take the trash out, do some whippets behind the dumpster of the apartment complex, whatever. And for some reason, this lady just keeps blocking the elevator for like 10 fucking minutes over nothing, just to sit here and screech.
Okay, and 2 hands.
In a door frame.
Okay, you can get there.
You understand
yes, and you started hollering at me and screaming at me, and now I'm recording.
I got a broken
Okay,
foot.
that's between you and your broken foot, ma'am.
Yeah, and then the
Okay.
office already knows that.
Okay, so you don't need to cuss at me.
already
Okay, can you
paid
please
for-
go? I'm trying to go home.
You want me to go with the broken foot? You dumbass. There's stairs over there.
She tries to throw a pity party, but nobody shows up. Starts complaining about her broken foot in the wambulance with a side of French fries. She's already come down here with her goofy little broken foot, so clearly she's fine walking on it and has no issue standing on it for a long time blocking this elevator. So I imagine her plan was to walk and accomplish whatever business she's down here for, whatever her objective was. I don't think she's here waiting for a stretcher to carry her there, so she's clearly already walking on that fucking fractured foot. Even though I guarantee that's a lie, I know her foot's not broken, she's just making shit up. I'm surprised she didn't go a little harder though and say some shit like her kids have been kidnapped and now the lady filming is going to be responsible for their death because she can't get the ransom money to the kidnapper or something.
Please hurry up. I'm literally just trying to go
You
home.
want to fucking start? Go to the stairs.
I'm going to send this to the office because this is
better.
unacceptable. I will.
This hurts. You understand how much this hurts?
And you would
I'm a
continue
military
going.
fucking woman.
Okay,
Get the
thank
fuck
you for
to
your
the
sis-
stairs now. You did what
Thank
floor
you.
are you on?
I-
What floor? Are
you don't
on?
need to know that.
You want to fucking? I swear to God, we'll do this.
Okay.
I'm a single ass woman who
That's-
provides for herself, and I
Okay.
would like to respect you, but you
She's just diarrheaing every single... Hello there. You upset about that woman as well? I know. She's just vomiting out all of these useless platitudes. I'm a single-ass woman who provides for herself. What does that have to do with you blocking the elevator? Nothing. And I can't believe you're single. I don't understand what went awry there. I can't believe every man in the city isn't pursuing this absolute angel. That's weird. I also highly doubt that she actually did serve in the military. That just seems like yet another lie. So fucking stolen valor on top of that, most likely. And even still, that has nothing to do with you refusing to get off the elevator. That's the crazy thing. That is the wild thing. Her whole objective is off the elevator, which she can easily do, but refuses to out of just the principle and the love of the argument. Now, I know a lot of you are probably saying, why doesn't the woman filming just take the stairs and put an end to this madness? Just be the bigger person. Well, because fuck that. Patooey. That's a bunch of baloney. At this point, stay there, and if her foot really is broken, make sure that it is agonizing by the end of it, that shit swells up and doesn't heal properly. This lady is a piece of shit. I don't think the woman filming is in the wrong here for sticking around out of just sheer pettiness is the wrong word because it's not petty. She wants to go home and she might live on like a high floor in this complex and doesn't want to take the stairs, which is totally reasonable, especially after a long day of work. I think that's totally fine. This woman has no reason at all to be blocking the elevator for this long and refusing to let her go home. So, her taking the stairs is admitting defeat, and she shouldn't have to admit defeat in the face of such a fucking weak, useless opponent like this lady.
You didn't respect me as soon as you got off the elevator and told me to back the fuck up. I
dude, we're not doing this.
Okay.
You already know what you did.
didn't do anything, but I'm definitely gonna record because this is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
you are recording. I'm aware of
Okay,
that.
I'm just letting you know that I'm sending this to the
You
office.
can wait all night.
You're the one
I
who's...
served my country. What the fuck have
Okay,
you done?
alright. Thank you for your service, ma'am.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this all night.
You're the one complaining.
Technology? Yeah. Christ, no logistics.
Her brain's really starting to malfunction now. That double core brain cell really starting to fall short here with a bit of a hiccup. She just starts humbugging technology. You and your technology, meh. Just mad that technology exists now because she's being filmed like Sasquatch. She's just getting real upset. Oh, you bitch! How could you fucking film me? I know you're filming, you bitch. Technology. Ugh. Also, I don't want to overlook that little zinger she slid in there about her service to the country. So she says, like, I served our country. What the fuck have you done? And it is eerily similar to an iconic speech from a legend from that viral trumpet fight video from a few years ago. You know the one I'm talking about. Where, like, that goblin guy comes up and gets really upset because someone is playing the trumpet poorly. So he walks up to him and he's like, why are you disrupting the peace with this filth, this trash? I played the trumpet for 80 years. Who the fuck are you? I was first chair Los Angeles Philharmonics back when we still only had black and white television. Who the fuck are you? I played the trumpet on the night of Abraham Lincoln's assassination. Who the fuck are you? You know who I'm talking about. It's an iconic moment, and for a brief second here, this lady in the elevator was channeling some of his energy, and I appreciated the callback.
This foot is actually fractured. I swear to God.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for you, but the way you just disrespected me for no reason.
You're a piece. This is not happening.
I literally was just trying to go home. I literally got off of a long shift. I'm trying to go home.
Stairs. I have a fractured foot. Common sense.
Walk up.
It was around this moment where I was just completely lost and gave up hope of trying to even have a minuscule grasp of the situation. So it seems like the lady is now wanting to go up the elevator. So at first I thought she just wanted to go take the trash out and shit. But now it seems like they both wanted to go up the elevator, but the lady on the elevator told her to get off and take the stairs instead. Actually just making this whole problem out of thin air. All of this hoopla over nothing. And I guess the dog may have like approached the woman filming, which then caused the dog owner to freak out as if the person filming did something wrong because the dog came up to her. Like that's now my understanding of it, though I think that could still be totally incorrect because none of this makes sense. The plot here is totally fucking lost. It's all nonsensical. I also like how she keeps going on about her broken foot, saying that it's common sense that someone with a fractured foot wants to use the elevator, so you should use the stairs. I don't even know where to start with that pile of shit statement. You're not wearing a boot or a cast or anything on it. It's not like it's immediately identifiable that you're injured, which I just don't think you are to begin with. You're just pulling things out of your ass. But regardless, how does that track? Like, how does that logic track? If your foot is broken or fractured and you use the elevator, why does that now prevent everyone else from using the elevator as well? It's not like you need the whole fucking elevator. You don't take up all that space.
How am I supposed to know that there's a person with a fractured foot getting on the elevator?
Exit signs all over here. Is your analysis fucking retarded?
All I was trying to do was get on the elevator. You told me to back the fuck up. So I'm just confused. I'm definitely bringing this to the office because this is unacceptable. I should not be being treated this way in a place that I live by someone else who lives here too.
This lady's brain is trapped in Narnia. What are you talking about? What do the exit signs have to do with fucking anything about your stupid little boo-boo on your foot? Nothing! It has nothing to do with it! Jesus Christ! She is trying to find every possible thing to argue about because it is the only excitement she gets in her life. It's the only thing that keeps her going.
Can you move out of my way? And you started attacking me.
Are you serious? I really hope there's a camera here.
I am serious.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly what you're doing.
I'm glad there's stamps on this.
I already called them. I called them about it because there has been men who have been banging on my door.
That has nothing to do with me, ma'am.
I know, but I asked them for surveillance. Because my door is up there. Men have been banging on my door, and I've opened it.
And I'm sorry that's really happening to you, but I didn't do that. I didn't do that to you.
Psychosis. This has to be a psychotic episode here. What the fuck does men banging on your door have to do with anything here? Because she's using it to point out like there's security cameras or something? I don't know. I also, maybe there are men banging on her door playing Ding Dong Ditch on the creepy witch lady that lives in the apartment like the fucking ghost that haunts the halls. Maybe, I guess, but even still that has nothing to do with anything here.
Can I please get home? I'm just trying to go home. It's been a long day.
Walk up the stairs.
You can walk out. I'm not taking up any of your space or time. You have all the space in the world. Please go.
I'm a government agent.
That's okay.
I'm on the stairs now.
No, I don't need to.
You do.
Now the narrative shifts again where it's her wanting to get out but refusing to get out because this lady wants to get in. And once again, the camera lady mentioned she has all the space in the world to just get the fuck off the elevator. She could just go. Take literally 3 steps and be done with this whole thing. But now she tries like, I'm a government agent card and you need to go up the stairs. You're under arrest. Give me your badge and your gun. You're off the case. Get up the stairs now. Jesus Christ. It's so weird that people like her exist.
I don't. You need to get off the medication that you're on. Can you please go?
I am on 0 medication right now.
Okay, then put down the drink, please.
0
Can you go?
There's no drink. What drink are you talking
The one that you drank before you got on the elevator. Your dog must want to go to the bathroom. You have trash to take out. Okay, you're not though.
I swear to God. Are we doing this?
Can you back up off of me? Because if you put your hands on me, I'm going to call the police on you.
Go on the stairs.
I'm trying to go.
That was a horror movie approach right there. She had that just shit her britches walk cycle coming at her, waddling up, getting right in her face. I really half expected her to dislocate her jaw and scream for a jump scare. That was some terrifying shit. Maybe her foot really is broken. And if that's the case, I'm glad that she's continuing to put so much pressure on it to make it worse. That is fantastic news here. Incredible strategy. She mentions that she's not on medication, but I think it's time they start exploring that option because there is something that's gone untreated here. This is not normal. This is not healthy. Or maybe the lady filming is correct in that she's just been hitting the alcohol hard and she's had a couple drinks already. Or maybe she took a stupid potion with breakfast. There's really so many possible explanations, but none of them excuse any of the behavior here.
Please back up.
I'm a government.
I do not care, but if you put your hands on me, I'm going to call the police. Can you see this? Do you see this? I just want somebody to. I'm just trying to get on the elevator.
She's crazy. There's stairs.
I'm gonna call the police if you do not stop.
Stairs in
If
this
you
place.
try to barricade me, I'm going to call the police.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to call the police.
Nobody's confused on how the elevator works. We're all just confused on why you're such an insufferable little asshole here. Just get off the elevator. Just get off the elevator. Go put the trash in the fucking dumpster. Oh my god. It goes on for so long. It just goes on for such an agonizingly long time period here. It takes like half the afternoon just with this random encounter NPC. It's fucking... like, I'm getting upset for her just having to watch it. It is the most annoying video I've seen in so long.
This is bad. This is really bad. This is super fucking bad.
You're causing a disturbance. We live here. Everybody lives here.
This is bad.
I'm just trying to go home. Thank you.
You're not going in there.
Yes, I am. And if you touch me, I'm going to call the police on you.
No. You want to go war?
All right. Well, I'm calling the police now.
Stay there.
Okay. I'm going to call the police now.
It's like when you try and leave Kakiri Forest in Ocarina of Time and that guy's like preventing you, just stopping you at all times. Even when you think you have the angle and you make a run for it and he stops you yet again, that's what just happened at the end there. The lady finally abandoned her post for a brief second, but then right when the lady tries to finally get on the elevator and go home, she storms over with her broken, useless foot and says, nope, and puts the kibosh on it. For no reason, again. Again, she just really doesn't want her getting on that elevator. And there's no explanation as to why. And then she eventually takes the elevator up and we don't see her again. So I guess her objective was to go up the entire time, which she could have done from the start. Even if her objective was to get off the elevator, she could have done it from the start. None of this had to happen. This is just one of those repulsive people that love to argue and make an issue out of nothing and cause an inconvenience to everyone around them. It's fucking sad. It's just downright pathetic. So yeah, that's about it. See ya. It's shameful to admit this, but it's the unfortunate truth that just by looking at me, you probably couldn't guess that I have been active in the gym for about a decade now. In fact, my college degree is in human science with a concentration in exercise physiology. But I'm on a 5'6" frame and I keep myself lean so no one even knows that I'm ripped until I do like a flex and it ends up being a jump scare. I keep hyping myself up in the mirror and telling myself that today's the day I finally start wearing tighter clothing so people stop asking if I even go to the gym because it hurts my soul every time. Or maybe I just need to be shirtless more often so that way it's pretty obvious. But regardless, the reason I'm even mentioning this is because I've noticed over the last maybe 6 months, not even that long, but like the last 6 to 8 months, the gym has gone from being a place of like working on yourself, gains, focusing on improving your overall health, to a place where people go to compete for viral TikTok videos of them being a victim. Usually the content revolves around them filming themselves working out and then catching somebody looking at them and being a creep and a weirdo staring at them. Staring's a word I'm using very loosely here. And then sometimes, God forbid, that person comes over and asks them a question in between their sets. normal human interaction has become fucking outlawed in the world of TikTok for some people. Now, I'm not saying this isn't a real thing. I'm not saying everyone that goes to the gym is an angel that can do no wrong. There definitely are creepy people that go there. I've certainly seen my fair share of weirdos in my days. In fact, one that always lives in my head rent-free is 2 years ago. A security guard at a private gym kept going over and sniffing a woman's ass as she was doing rows. I can't show the video, I don't think, because it might be against YouTube's new terms, but here's just a quick screenshot of his 4th ass-sniffing attempt where he's just, like, huffing her fumes. He eventually does get caught and fired for it. The point is, there are weird people at the gym, but what's going on right now is everyone is filming themselves at the gym, which I already think is kind of weird. There's also, like, this fucking perpetual surveillance here with people making fucking TikToks everywhere. But while filming, they're not catching weird people doing weird things or harassing them. They're catching very normal gym goers doing normal things and then publicly shaming them and embarrassing them for doing nothing wrong. Now I'm going to show you the biggest one that I really think started really blowing this trend up and led to me finding out how large this has become and how big of a problem it's become.
This is how to not approach girls at the gym.
I hate this. I hate when there's weirdos. It makes me so uncomfortable. Feral, like fucking feral.
You can immediately see a problem here. She's making a stare counter every time the guy even glances in her general direction. What do you expect people to do at the gym? Just turn around and stare at a wall when they're done with their set like it's the fucking Blair Witch? Like, what are you expecting? The guy is in between his sets, so he's just looking around. He's not even staring at her. Now, if he was staring at her, then I could see being a little uncomfortable if he's just over there, like, you know, fucking staring a hole through with, like, goddamn, like, laser beams almost firing out. Like, I'd get that being weird. But this guy is just, like, glancing near her, and he's still getting just attacked for it by her.
The 5 adds £5. And these other weights.
Somehow the stare counter's at 5. I guess she's counting every time he's in between blinks now. And then she starts getting fearful because he's walking near her and wondering, questioning, why would he be doing that? Kind of like it's a scene out of a horror movie, like the boogeyman's, you know, you jingling keys trying to get in the door or something. But she immediately answers why he's walking over. It's because he's grabbing a sanitary wipe, showing good gym etiquette to go wipe down the machine he was just using.
Excuse me? You don't have to do that. It's okay. No, it's okay. I got it. Thank you, though.
Unfortunately, this guy made a big blunder here. He committed a cardinal sin. He tried to be helpful. So he offered to try and, you know, help out here because it looked like she was struggling, which she even mentioned she was hesitant to put the weight on, so he probably interpreted that as like, oh, okay, maybe I could be helpful here. Just being a genuinely nice person, I believe. And she even responds positively to it and then turns around and says this kind of shit. What if I just ripped his pee-pee out of its socket so he could never reproduce again? Totally normal, not alarming thing to say. This is why I don't want kids. Natural selection better take the weirdos out. He's going to jail for staring at an underage 21-year-old. Where have we all gone wrong? What's happened to the world where that is a statement said earnestly? He's going to jail for staring at an underage 21-year-old. There's more to unpack there than a fucking 2-week vacation suitcase. I could unpack this shit for hours. He wasn't staring. There's no such thing as an underage 21-year-old. 21 years old? You're not a kid at all. You can legally butt-chug Budweiser now. Unless this is some kind of weird self-own kind of thing where she has the mentality of a child, thus this guy should go to jail for what she perceives as staring at her. I don't know. Like, I can't even, like, remotely figure out what she was even trying to say with that last statement. But anyway, I'm not going to keep going too deep on this one because everyone has already dunked on it. She's issued an apology about everything. But I want to give a quick shout out to Joey Swole. He's a very prominent figure in the community and he's been doing a lot of good work calling out these kind of videos. Now here's another stinky video here. So this guy gets called out because he walks across the track she's about to do lunges on and looks at her on the way by. Then she says that she catches him still staring. There's no way, I'm so uncomfortable right now. And then the caption even says, in quotes, "It's because of your outfit." I don't know if she's accusing him of saying that, like he shouts it at her across the room. "Excuse me, milady. I looked at you because of your outfit. You drew my eyes to you. It's your fault." Or if she's just saying that as like a way of calling out behavior. I'm really not sure. But Joey Swole, when he talked about this video, pointed out something that I think everyone who's ever been to the gym will recognize. That not only is the guy not staring, again, the reason why he'd look at her while walking by is because he's going by her path on the track. So perhaps he was looking at her to make sure he wasn't getting in her way since she was about to start lunges. I feel like that's the most obvious explanation here, but regardless, he doesn't do anything creepy or weird. He looks at her while he's walking by, and once he's through, he continues going forward. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. To me, it feels like this lady has recorded every single one of her gym sessions for the last week or so after noticing that this kind of content was blowing up, praying that someone would be weird and creepy to her, but she didn't get that. So she just decided to go with the one that's almost somewhat different, where a guy looks at her when he walks by, and chose that one for some clicks. Because nothing bad happens here. There's not a weirdo here. And according to Joey Swole, a lot of members of the gym, both men and women, said that this man is very kind and is actually loved at the gym. He's a regular here. So it is pretty fucked up and shitty for her to make this video trying to shame him for doing nothing wrong.
This guy.
Just filming my progress here. What? Just filming my progress. Oh. I understand. Just... So if I'm going, you can go right now.
This isn't a trend that only women are doing, men are doing the same thing. This fucking douchebag is filming in the locker room, flexing to show his progress. The guy in the back that he's calling a schmuck is 100% right. You cannot be filming in the fucking locker room. Like, what do you think this is, Brazzers? Like, what the fuck are you even thinking? What's going through your smooth brain? Everyone just loves to think that they're the main character, and everyone that interferes in their story and does more than just be a prop for their TikTok videos is the villain, when that's just not the reality. You are the bad guy here, not the guy you're calling out. If you want to take progress photos and videos, which I totally understand, just wait till you get home, or at the absolute least, wait until you're the only person in that locker room. Because right now you have two people behind you changing. They could have just gone whole hog, let their cock and balls flop out, and if you film them in a private setting without their consent, their nudity, you would be fucked legally.
Watch this guy try move to me at the gym. Checks absolutely nothing on his phone. Looks over at me being busy sorting my wrist straps. These fucking straps taking up too much time.
I don't know what constitutes a stare anymore. Like, this guy, again, just glances in her direction, briefly looks at his phone and puts it away, and apparently that's getting called out for being weird, saying he checks nothing on his phone. He could have just been checking the time. He could have been checking literally anything that's quick to get at a glance, like, what time is it? Or if he had a timer set up for, like, how much rest he has between sets, how much time do I have left on my rest? Like, there's so many things he could have been checking on his phone, but it doesn't matter. Like, he didn't do anything weird or wrong right now. All he did was walk by, and he looked over near you.
Makes a swift return. Sad lip.
And there it is. The second he decided to ask a question, his fate was sealed. He was getting shamed on TikTok for it. So, he comes over and asks if she's using the machine behind her. As Joey Swole also points out, and as anyone that ever goes to the gym will also point out, people like to check to make sure the machines are vacant. They don't want to step on any toes and take a machine that's already being occupied, so maybe her things were near the machine and he wanted to double check to make sure she wasn't using it in addition to doing the RDLs. Like, that is just being polite. That is normal gym etiquette. But let's assume this guy is new to the gym. She seems to think he is and is insulting him for it, making fun of him for not knowing the name of the machine. So don't you think someone that's a little new to the gym would like to be super certain that he's not getting in anyone's way? So he would like to ask someone that's near the machine to make sure that he has full reign to use it without intruding on their workout. He did nothing wrong, but it didn't matter. He made a slight glance near her, a split second of his eyes looking around before checking his phone, and that small, insignificant thing was enough to put a crosshair on him and for her to attack. I think she's the weirdo. You're the gym weirdo, filming everyone around you, looking for people to call out. That shit is creepy. Not this guy who just innocently asks if you are using the machine behind you. Totally normal question, totally normal interaction, and this behavior is getting so fucking out of control. People are turning gyms into war zones where they're looking at every single micro angle of your eyes and counting it as a stare if you happen to catch them somewhere in your general vision vicinity. It's fucking despicable. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, and that's about it. So yeah. I've made quite a lot of content covering fast food freakouts where entitled stupid customers have an absolute meltdown and go on a rampage over trivial problems with their order. And they range from like goofy and silly to downright sad and tragic. Like the time a guy shot 2 Subway workers, killing one of them because they put too much mayonnaise on his sandwich. This evil, smooth-brain idiot actually took someone's life because they went a little heavy on a condiment. Jesus Christ. Mayonnaise may not be an instrument, but it was a death sentence for this worker, unfortunately. It's beyond tragic, and what's even sadder is just how common these kind of responses are in the fast food industry. That is far from the only case of someone losing their life to something super stupid like too much mayonnaise. And I know I've talked about that story in particular before and many others like it, and today I want to talk about another situation that happened a couple days ago, and this one has a whole video for it. And this video is shocking. Like, this is more shocking than the Into a Darman film. It had my eyes wider than the first time I gazed upon a bare breast. It has so much going on over something so little. So I'll quickly give you the lore here, the motivation behind what you're about to see, so you can watch this video in a pure state of bewilderment over the reaction to something so insignificant. A customer goes into a restaurant late a couple nights ago and he orders chicken and waffles as well as fish and coleslaw. He is served and even appreciates the food, he eats it, and then leaves. He comes back 45 minutes later and says he actually wanted chicken wings instead of chicken tenders, and demands that they whip him up a fresh batch of chicken wings in order to satiate his gluttony. Well, the store's 5 minutes to closing, and they say that's not really, on the table here. That's not really in the cards. We're about to close, so we can't do that. The person in charge at the restaurant even offers a refund, which is beyond generous. This guy's a fucking saint to even be offering a refund, even though he ate what he ordered and then came back to make a big hullabaloo over nothing. So he offers the refund, and then just asks for the card that was used to pay for it, so that way he could, give the money back. However, he noticed that there was a bag with chicken wings in it, but it was another customer's order whom was going to be served those chicken wings. And this fucking sets him off and leads to everything you're about to see in this video. I know the story I just told you is riveting. It's like a fucking Dr. Seuss book. And it actually happened. That is the motivation from everything I've read on the story behind this huge blow up here. Obviously, we're coming into the action after the first quarter here, so they're already in a bit of a scuffle. So we get to see him like lunging over the counter multiple times, grabbing like the payment processing unit, like fucking ripping it off, and then when he's unsuccessful there and falls off the counter, he runs to the door and rips it off the hinges. This man came in here with stupid strength, so he takes the door, rips it off the hinges almost effortlessly, as if he was like ripping a piece of paper. I imagine it had to just be all of the adrenaline because he's not that big of a guy, so he probably tore like half of his muscles in his arms just pulling that off so easily. Or maybe this is just how he powers up, like Popeye with his spinach. This guy, when he doesn't get his chicken wings, he goes into like fucking Superman mode. He becomes like some kind of invincible fucking Hulk.
Shit got real.
Now the restaurant worker is fighting back. He brings out like some kind of police baton, almost. I don't exactly know what it is, but he's got the stick out now, and he's ready to get a little crazy with it. So he chases him out there and starts like whacking him with it like he's swatting a fly. The goofball customer also tries to use that door he ripped off as some kind of weapon, so he tries to like almost swing it like a baseball bat there for a second before realizing it was way too heavy for that, and also the guy hits him with the stick. And then they go to the ground, so we get into the ground and pound phase of the boss fight.
Oh, my stars. He didn't know. Oh, he did not do that. Oh. Oh.
The restaurant worker won on the ground game, I believe, and then even gets to claim his prize of the douchebag's phone, so he takes it and smashes it. Much to the dismay of the camera guy, he seemed like personally offended that this fucking asshole's phone got smashed. The way he acts makes it sound like he's stunned that such a dishonorable move was pulled during such an honorable fight. He's like, oh my goodness, now you've crossed a line. Everything up until this point was all good manners and by the book, textbook Knight's Honor Code, and then you go and smash his phone. A despicable display of sportsmanship. Like, what the fuck? The dude deserved to have his phone smashed, bare minimum, at the very least. Like, that was absolutely par for the course. And that's not where this stops. There's no audio here, so I'll just go ahead and tell you what you're looking at. It is the fucking guy crashing his company tow truck into the building and then scooting away. So he zooms on out of there, peels out. Now, of course, I'm no expert here, but using the company car to commit a crime is probably a pretty fucking dumb idea. Not that he was making good decisions before then, either. But that has to be one of the most identifiable things you could possibly be driving in order for people to track you down. The fucking company tow truck, of all things. And he blasts it into the side of the building here, and then gets out. He gets the fuck out. What's crazy, though, is that he still hasn't been found. Despite the company tow truck being identified, the actual person, has still, as of right now of me recording this, hasn't been arrested for it or anything. How is that possible? There's a lot of damage to the tow truck itself, and I don't think he owns the business, because if he did, I doubt he'd be using his fucking tow truck as a goddamn missile. Like, whoever owns that business should have probably noticed by now that, wow, this tow truck's pretty fucked up. Well, what happened to it? And then, dots start getting connected, like, holy shit, my employee is that absolute menace that was just on the news for crashing a tow truck into the side of a restaurant. Well, not even the side, into the front door of a restaurant. Like, I don't know how we're at this stage where this guy is still getting away with it 2 days later.
The customer ripped the door off its hinges,
grabbing the door, trying to come inside the store with the door.
They tussled outside the restaurant before the angry customer ran, but it wasn't over yet.
He jumped in his tow truck, then he slashed the whole building with his truck.
We're living in a day and age where we can get multiple angles of pretty much anything that happens out in the world, so we get a deeper look at what happens outside of the store here, as well as seeing the entire situation with the tow truck going right into the building. We've got, the Instagram angle from just boots on the ground guy who's there in person filming it on his phone, and then we have the security camera footage in order to give us the other side here, so we can catch every little detail, which is fantastic, very cinematic. And I think the coverage here is very important because it does point out exactly what I just said about the company tow truck, but it sheds more light on exactly how he's evading authorities right now, and it's very surprising.
It appears there was a passenger in the truck at the time, and despite the heavy damage to the front end, the angry customer drove away. Now, the truck had a logo on it, a solid lead, right?
The towing truck companies, sometimes they lend their trucks to each other.
So he says police told him that doesn't identify the driver.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't have the driver's name on the side of the truck or anything. It's not like he had a flag that he was flying that said, "Here's who I am," or anything. But if you do a little, like, investigating, I feel like it should be easy, right? There'd be a paper trail of lending a fucking tow truck to another tow truck company or another person, right? There would absolutely be some kind of documentation on where this tow truck went if it was lent out. At least I would assume. Again, I'm not a fucking expert, but I can't imagine it's that difficult. That is one of the most fucking identifiable things he could have been driving. Like, it really can't be that hard to figure out where this tow truck came from, who lent it, and who did it get lent to. It should be a pretty easy trail to follow, I would guess. But maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking about it too naively. That's very possible as well. But this is just such a fucking wild situation all over chicken wings. Well, and it's not like he didn't get served food either. Like, it's not even that he's hangry, right? It's not even like it's not you when you're hungry type situation. The dude ate a full meal. Chicken tenders, waffles, fish, and coleslaw, but then wanted wings instead. So he already had a full tummy. His belly was stuffed, but he just wanted some more, and they were like, "Hey man, it's about to close. How about no?" And that's what set all this shit off. Fucking wildness. And what's even wilder is not too long ago we had another situation where a woman crashed her car into a Popeyes because they were missing the biscuits from her order. So she threw her life away over some missing biscuits. There's no video footage of this one that exists. However, in my head, I picture it like Gears of War 3 when Dom crashes his vehicle into like the explosive shit that destroys some of the locusts. Like, she just leans her head back, like as she's about to crash into the restaurant, and she just thinks to herself, "This is worth it. The biscuits are worth it." As it all just fucking explodes in front of her here at the fucking Popeyes where she's crashing her car into because of the biscuits being absent. Point is, fast food work is dangerous. All types of unhinged lunatics enter these establishments and go berserk. And this is just another case of that happening, and this one just happened to have video footage around it, so I wanted to talk about it a bit. That's really about it. I'm wishing the best for the restaurant workers as well as just the entire establishment. Hopefully it can get back to 100% soon, and whoever was responsible for it gets held accountable. That's about it. See ya. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I saw this video here today as I was scrolling through Facebook while taking a nice hard shit. I don't really go on Facebook often. In fact, the only time I ever do it is when I'm just dropping a steaming loaf. And this video actually really upset me. It turned my once peaceful shit into a more aggressive colon cleanse. I'll just go ahead and play it now, and I'm sorry about the flyheight.com thing that's having a seizure over there. I don't know what the fuck that's about. I wouldn't recommend going to the site because that's pretty shady, and also it's a really stupid name. It's like calling your company Underwater Wetness. It's just stupid.
Don't fucking say hello to me, bitch. Don't fucking say hello. I don't play that sexual harassment shit. Let me get your address.
So right away, she lets you know why she's so upset and offended, because this man had the audacity to say hello to her. This fucking fiend dared to show some politeness to a stranger to try and make that stranger's day a little more positive and just try and be friendly. And then for some reason, she's looking for his address on his license plate. I don't think she understands how license plates work, but his address may not exactly be Turbo Steel Lord or whatever his license plate might say on it.
Bitch, you don't fucking say hi to strange women you don't know, bitch. 3889492. Bitch, you shouldn't have been sexually harassing me. I can call the cops on you for that. Good.
Now she's threatening to call the cops on this lunatic who dared say hello to her. He was sexually harassing her. And this is actually a really troubling and scary trend that's been going on recently, especially with the whole humongous thing that blew up not too long ago, where people claim sexual harassment on genuinely anything, and what it does is it makes a mockery of it and makes actual sexual harassment not be taken as seriously, and it's just fucking ridiculous. They'll literally claim it on anything. People claim sexual harassment if a flower is growing too close to them and they don't like the look of that flower. If they don't get enough marshmallows in their Lucky Charms, they'll claim that General Mills is sexually harassing them. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Fat funky motherfucker, who the fuck you think you're talking to? Don't fucking say hello to me.
Then get gone. You shouldn't be
No,
here.
bitch, I should be here. Why the fuck you gonna say I shouldn't be here?
Why shouldn't I be here saying hello to people?
Don't fucking say hello to me.
This is just wiener breaking to see. Look at his face. It looks like he's about to cry. And the way he says it, why shouldn't I be here saying hello to people? That's just an innocent thing to say. That's just a guy who's saying hello to people because he's in a good mood. He's outside, he's working, he's having a nice day, and he wants other people to have a good day too, so he's saying hello to them, you know, extending a friendly gesture to these people, and this lady just goes absolutely fucking berserk on him over absolutely nothing. And there's no doubt in my mind that that'll totally change how he talks to strangers, and he probably won't say hello to people like he was in the past, which is a fucking shame, because we need more people to do that.
I'm gonna call a cop.
Go, bitch. Do what the fuck you want to do.
Hey, what's your license number? Can I have your license number?
Fucking drunk. What you gonna call the cops on me for? Bitch, you don't be sexually harassing motherfuckers, bitch, and now that I'm standing against your white ass, you got a fucking problem with it. Don't say shit to me, bitch.
Yes, God forbid someone make any attempt to communicate with you. You are just way above us mere mortals, really. Princess ruler of all creation. I guess this woman just wants to live in solitude and isolation so that way no one could ever say anything to her.
Fucking weirdo.
I'm no weirdo.
Yeah, you are fucking weirdo.
All I do is say
I'm
hello.
calling you on your sexual
Would you
harassment,
call the
bitch.
cops, please? Tell them to come down here and get this crazy broad off my
No,
ass.
bitch. You were fucking crazy. You
All I
dealing with
did
a
was say
crazy.
hello.
Yeah, you called me crazy, bitch. You called me a nigga too while you at it. I own that
Why?
shit.
I'm not prejudiced.
I don't give a fuck. You don't say hello to me. You thought, oh, she a cute little black chick. I'ma say, don't fucking say shit to me, bitch. Fuck no. Well, he say hello to you, bitch. He can talk to you. Fuck you gonna call him off for? Stupid hoe. He's calling cops. Fucking whips. Call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops, bitch. I got your license plate, bitch, and I know where y'all live.
So let me just get this out of the way. I'll address the elephant in the room. I don't know what the fuck the best days of old means. It's just a stupid annotation that popped up on this sketchy ass video. It's probably some reference to J.R.R. Tolkien's work. But anyway, one big thing I want to point out here is this woman is insulting him for wanting to call the cops when that is exactly what she wanted to do. So this goofball is more or less insulting herself as she is insulting this man for wanting to call the cops. And this is just the type of person who walks around looking for confrontation. She fucking pulled over to insult this man and claim sexual harassment. I'm guessing he must have waved at her and shouted hello as she was driving by, which I'm imagining he does for a lot of people in that neighborhood. And she got so upset by this that she fucking slammed on those brakes and fucking drifted maybe, you know, some Tokyo Drift Fast and Furious style shit. What the fuck did you just say to me? Hello? Did I just hear a fucking hello? Gets out of the car, storms over there, and then films it all. She fucking films this herself. She's so delusional that she thinks she is in the right and that people will agree that this man was sexually harassing her. She is so fucking oblivious to reality. It's unreal. And I think everyone would unanimously agree that this woman acted like a silly sandwich here and was just being a big old asshole to this guy for no reason. And at first I thought this was just a satire, a well-made and in poor taste satire of the humongous sexual harassment ordeal. But I went on this woman's Instagram, and it turns out she's just genuinely insane. Almost her entire Instagram is dedicated to her walking around topless in LA and then calling out people she believes are sexually harassing or racists. And then there's also a lot of posts that are praising Hitler and trying to convince people that Hitler just was a misunderstood guy with good ideals. And then there's some really jarring shit such as this right here. This is a picture of her abortion. I'm happy that little parasite bastard is gone, little fucker. And it just goes on and on. I'm dropping docs and will fuck with your life. Hashtag kids and all motherfuckers. I don't get it. So she's got this picture of this fucking melted grape Jolly Rancher on her bathroom floor. I'm assuming she's about to eat it. And she says anyone that doesn't agree with her is going to get doxxed by her and have their life ruined by her. And first of all, I don't think she understands how to use a computer to that level when she doesn't even have mastery over understanding how license plates work. She's probably one of those people that thinks that hackers can get their bank account info from a fucking digital alarm clock. So I don't think anyone has anything to fear in that regard. And second of all, why is she so unbelievably hostile? The only people following her Instagram are her friends and her family. Why is she being like this towards them? Only them? Hey, listen here, you anus sacks. If you don't like this candy bar I just placed on the floor, then come at me. I'll dox your shit, Grandma. I will take your shit down. I don't get it. She's just a really aggressive person. And there's so much other weird shit on her Instagram, such as these two pictures. She's got more than this, but She's having dinner with a glass of minstrel blood. Ah, yes, just like Mother used to make every Saturday. We used to all gather around the table, have nice Totino's party pizza rolls, and Mom used to prepare the most exquisite glass of minstrel blood to cleanse our palate. Mmm, yummy, yummy, yummy. Oh, and don't let me forget that in the this one right here, this big old glass of minstrel blood also has a nice tinge of urine to it. Nothing really brings out the flavor, quite like some good old urine too. Now obviously I can't prove whether or not it's really minstrel blood and urine. I'm hoping it's not, but there's a good chance, judging by the rest of her Instagram, that it is. And yeah, this woman's fucking insane. I just kind of wanted to talk about this video and her as a person because I really hope no one tries to follow this example she's trying to set. She has a whole YouTube account too, dedicated to just harassing people in public and spouting some absolute fucking nonsense. And the videos are like 40 minutes long, so I wasn't going to sit there and watch all of them. But it's absolutely ridiculous, and this woman is insane. That's it. So yeah. Being a fast food worker has to be one of the most dangerous jobs in America, second only to a firefighter maybe. Over the last, 3 or 4 months, I'd say, things have been reaching this crescendo of madness in the fast food industry. Pretty much every day I'll hop on Twitter and see 5 new viral clips of public meltdowns or freakouts or fights at fast food restaurants like McDonald's, Dairy Queen, Burger King. God bless any soul that eats at Burger King. May the Lord have mercy on you. You know, just every restaurant having all of these wild over-the-top freakouts, and sometimes it just leads to death. You can Google any fast food restaurant right now and probably find 6 or 7 fatalities that occurred there just this week. It's been getting scary. 2 months ago, there was that shooting at Subway where a guy just shot one of the workers, killed them because he had too much mayo on his sandwich. That's fucking horrifying, getting blasted because you went a little heavy on the mayo. What is this, Mad Max in the Thunderdome? It's scary. You never know what you're going to encounter at a fast food restaurant, whether you're going to see wiener or see a giant fight. Anything's on the table. Sometimes people aren't coming in there for food, they're coming in there to just fuck shit up. So I genuinely do think there's a lot of danger associated with working in the fast food industry right now. I don't know if it's always been this way, or if it's just getting worse for some reason. I couldn't tell you, but since since smartphones are so common right now, you can see all of this happening every single day across the country. And a lot of it's really entertaining freakouts, like the one I'll show you right now. But then there's just a lot of really fucking scary ones too. My heart genuinely does break for anyone in the service industry, and I wish you nothing but the best. I, again, don't get why it's always fast food restaurants. It's the second people walk through the doors, they just get hit by some kind of frequency that turns their brain into an aggressive fucking primal caveman brain. Like in Kingsman, where Valentine had that chip in the phone that made everyone fight each other in a church. I feel like that's what's happening at fast food restaurants right now.
Give me my tail, my fucking store! Fuck you! Give me my fucking meal! Where's my... You fucking goof! Where's my fucking... Give me my fucking meal!
Unfortunately, we missed the introduction here and what led up to the confrontation. I guess the cameraman was too busy getting the popcorn together instead of filming, but I'll fill you in on the details. So this happened at a Dairy Queen, and the lady in this video here, this angel, she was spending about 20 minutes in the bathroom smoking meth. You know, meth and Dairy Queen go together like peanut butter and jelly. So she took a long time smoking her meth, and in that time, her meal got cold. So she asked for a replacement, demanding she get another meal because hers was cold. They declined because, obviously, it was her fault. She smoked meth for 20 minutes in their shitter. So why is she entitled to a brand new free meal? And in the beginning of this video, you can hear the manager shouting, and he's getting real guttural with it. I got really concerned that he was going to start serving some knuckle sandwiches on the secret food menu here. I thought we were going to see a fight, but he showed tremendous restraint even though the lady did swing on him and started making a real ruckus. But you know what is worth making a ruckus over? G Fuel's buy one get one deal going on right now, where you buy one energy tub and get one free. So why not hop over to G Fuel right now and get some Divine Peach in this special offer? You can click the link in the description below.
Oh yeah, we have it. I am not leaving until I get my fucking meal! You can throw whatever you want. Give me my fucking meal! Getting shit. They said they're coming. You fucking goof. They said they're coming. What, you're gonna just fuck me for my fucking meal? I'm sorry you let it sit there for 20 minutes while you're in the bath. My fucking burger goof! Man.
Now she's using a pretty high-level strategy for inciting violence. She's using fighting words, calling him a goof. She says multiple times, you goof. And when she notices that the manager's unaffected by these words, she got a little more violent by like throwing milkshakes and just spilling shit all over the place. Just disrupting it, you know, ruining perfectly good milkshakes in the process.
Give me my fucking meal!
No.
What do you mean no?
Because you let it sit there for 20 minutes. That's not our fault. That's not our fault you let it sit.
You are a fucking goof. I can fucking...
I hope you know that the police, yeah, the police are on their way.
I don't really give a fuck.
They will.
You are a fucking... You're a... You want to be a tough guy? You're a scum cunt.
Now, I'll be the first to admit I didn't know Dairy Queen served full cakes, but there is a really pretty cake sitting on the counter right there that became the victim of this lady's wrath. She banished it to the shadow realm. It was such an outstanding looking dessert, you know, a beautiful cake, probably for some child's birthday party or maybe to celebrate them getting a new badge in the Boy Scouts, and this lady just fucking ruins it. Now, the manager informs her that the police are on the way, which I personally think was a strategic blunder. You know, that's like the ace in the hole. That's something you should keep to yourself, like keep that up your sleeve. You know, keep her there, because now that he's informed her of it, now she makes, quick work of getting out of there. From what I understand, though, when the police do get called by a restaurant, they usually show up like an hour later. They don't take it super seriously. At least in most of the reports I was reading about these kind of situations. They're not super prompt in showing up, and when they do get there, it's already resolved itself and they don't do much for it. So it's usually just something like, if you're going to call them, maybe let it be a surprise for the person you're calling him on, so that way they might still stick around for an hour. Like, I bet if he didn't tell her, she would have stuck around for another hour smoking meth, maybe like throwing napkins next once she ran out of milkshakes to destroy. He could have kept stalling her, at the very least, and then she'd face some kind of repercussions for this, but the video ends with her just leaving.
I did. They heard you yelling.
Such a fucking loser.
They heard you
You're a
yelling. They
liar.
said they're selling somebody
You already heard that
immediately.
one too, you fucking repeato.
I'm sorry that you went and smoked meth in the bathroom for 20 minutes. Leave our store and never come back.
A lot of things can be said about this woman, not all of them positive, but I will give her one compliment. She is the queen of uncommon insults. Like, this is shit I would have never expected to hear during a heated argument. She calls him a goof, a loon, which, as I understand it, is like calling him crazy, which is a weird thing to be saying. Like, he's just kind of standing there doing his job. I don't know what he's done that's like crazy. And then she also calls him repeato, because he said the same thing twice. So I mean, she's got some zingers that she's tossing out here, so, some real humdingers. So yeah, that one was making the rounds on Twitter today, but I figured I'd give you a little bonus freak out, a little dessert. This one's from 2019, but is going viral again. I think I saw it yesterday or the day before. It's a woman who got extremely upset that the restaurant was out of beef patties, so she went and got a baseball bat and beat the fuck out of their windows.
She was just like, you're lying, the beef patties are ready, and why they're not ready, you're lying.
Says then she left and came back 5 minutes later, and that's when she went absolutely berserk. Cops say it happened January 15th at the East 169th Street restaurant. The suspect, with a baseball bat, smashed the store glass.
This really made me want to try those beef patties if they're worth this much effort. She stayed mad for like a whole 5 or 10 minutes because the beef patties weren't instantly ready. Like, it's not even like they were out of beef patties, they just weren't immediately ready to serve. So they must be so delectable, so exquisite, that if they're not immediately in your mouth when you're thinking about them, it'll make you this upset. This almost worked like an ad campaign. Our patties slap so fucking hard, they're worth going to jail over. They said it cost like $2,000 to repair the glass, and it was a big hassle, obviously. But yeah, I just wanted to share a couple of fast food freakouts again, because it's all over the place. It's happening all the time now. Granted, this second instance here was from a couple years back, but for some reason, all of these freakouts are being shared now like they're happening in real time, so I'm constantly exposed to it, and regardless, I still think it's a pretty dangerous job. You never know exactly what's going to be happening at a fast food spot, I suppose, but anyway, that's about it. See ya.